PNC Sports First, presented by Budweiser.
The weekend is just about here, and we made it. PNC Sports First with you in honor of the 2015 Pacific Games. They only come around every 4 years. Yesterday, we ran a profile on the Guam women's national team. In the report, Coach Eddie Pelkey, head coach of the team, was interviewed. His response to a question he was asked has gained some attention and recently sparked a reaction. Coach Eddie Pelkey sat down with us again earlier today to explain further his response. Okay, so Blake Watson from PNC Sports First, hanging out with Coach Eddie Pelkey of the Guam women's national basketball team. And you were asked yesterday, or during a recent report, about what challenges you faced as head coach of the women's national team. And just basically, to go into your answer, it was kind of misconstrued, taken out of context, and just taken the wrong way. What challenges do you face, and just overall from start to finish and together the team?
Well, thanks, Blake. Well, first of all, I want to just kind of clarify some of my answers that I gave you. Basically, when I mentioned that we got little support from our federation and the Olympic Committee, as you had asked me, I was answering that in comparison to how a lot of the bigger countries handle these things. We all know USA Basketball has huge corporate sponsorships, and of course they pay their athletes for everything from start to finish. And unfortunately, our Olympic Committee and our basketball federation, they can only do so much with the little that they do have. And we do receive a huge amount of support from them. But in comparison to those major countries, it's a far cry from where we'd like it to be. Tahiti and New Caledonia are great examples of countries in our region that have that support. They get a certain amount of money from their French government, and unfortunately our Olympic Committee doesn't get that, and our Basketball Federation doesn't get that. So that's kind of why I answered the way I did in comparison to those major sports. It's always a tough challenge when you're trying to convince athletes to represent your island and then do a lot of things on the side, and they have full lives, jobs, children, spouses, and but those are the sacrifices that we make for our island. We all do. And, I'm hopeful that with our showing in the Pacific Games that we can definitely maybe entice the community a little bit more to help us out.
Right. And just going forward, the Olympic Committee does, just to kind of clarify it for just a layman, they do have to sign off on the sanctions for these Pacific Games.
For the Pacific Games,
they do play
yes. Well, they play a much bigger role than that.
Right.
They definitely help us along the process and really help us reach the Olympic capability. To the pinnacle of amateur sports. And, if you mind, I'd like to take the opportunity to publicly apologize to Mr. Rick Blas and the Guam National Olympic Committee, as well as Mr. Tony Thompson, our Federation President of Guam Basketball, for some of the negativity that this statement has caused over the last couple of days. I'm very thankful for the Olympic Committee. I'm very thankful for Guam Basketball for all the things that they do for not just me, but for my athletes. And it's very important that we continue to support the Olympic Committee so that way we can continue to get opportunities like we have now.
I want to thank Coach Pelkey again for his time and coming by, and also wish his team the best of luck yet again. They leave on Tuesday to head to Port Moresby, where they will start the Pacific Games. I believe they start July 3rd at 9 a.m. That's when the first basketball events will take place in the Pacific Games. Moving along to the sport of the summer, baseball, and the West Coast rivalry that is Giants-Padres. Padres visiting San Francisco, and the Giants afternoon game on the West Coast, nothing better, bottom 5. Giants up 5-0, runner on third. Buster Posey, he loops it to right field. That will score one more. The Giants up 6-0. Call to the bullpen, James Shields is done. Matt Kemp, they're down by 2, and he does this. His 5th homer of the year, straight on. That will drive in, like I said, 2 runs, his 5th of the season. Bottom 8 now. Giants up 10-8. Buster Posey, nice rip, a double to left field, 2-run score. 21 total runs in this game as a whole. Giants win it, though, 13-8. Posey turns in a 3-for-5 day with 3 runs batted in. He's looking good, as are the Giants coming into the mid part of the season, coming up on the All-Star break. That'll wrap things up for me. No All-Star break here, just the weekend, but I will see you on Monday, and until then, I'll see you at the game.
PNC Sports First, presented by Budweiser.